Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. No. It's Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 Keel.
Boy.
Shreveport Security Systems text line 318-392-1884. Okay, so hold on a second. Just bear with me here, okay? Your mic's on.
Yeah.
My mic is off.
Okay.
Okay? Not that that's a symbolic action on my part.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Matt, how's this sound over where you are with your microphone off also? Peachy. Okay.
Y'all are really going to leave them off? No way. There's no way. You're going to interrupt. Let's see. What's the bets? Over or under a minute? Before I get a minute in, he interrupts. I say under. Yeah, we're both at under. Here I go.
Get?
Lunch. Okay, you ready?
For this segment, you're on your own.
Okay.
Okay.
He said I was on my own. Clock is ticking.
Nice knowing you.
Mark. Let's turn the clock back to December 31st, New Year's Eve. I have my oldest son who lives with me. His best buddy lives with me. Both gentlemen are out of the Marines within about a year or two. Both former Marines live in my home. Both of them have upstairs bedrooms. I have a downstairs bedroom. My master suite's down kind of separated. New Year's Eve, the friend has his girlfriend over. She lives in Fort Worth. She comes over for a few days and spends some time with us. And we have a good evening. She fixes dinner. We sit down and play cards, and they're drinking. And I had one Bailey's. I'll admit, one Bailey's. That was it, over ice. That's all I did. And then I go to bed about 11 o'clock. I'm not a midnight kind of girl. Don't care about ringing in the new year, not smooching nobody or any of that. So about 11 o'clock, I go to bed. They're staying up, drinking, celebrating the new year. Well, we're going to have a good time. Cool. Y'all play cards, do what you do, whatever. I go to bed. About 2 o'clock in the morning, I hear noises up above me. One of the bedrooms for the guest is above my bedroom. And I hear some noises, kind of, sort of like this. I'm not sure if they're, I don't know what they're doing, okay? And then it gets louder. So it's not what you're thinking. It's something else. So I come out of my room. I see the young lady walking, because my living room is open, and you can see the upstairs kind of like a catwalk up there. And I see her walking very angrily, loud voice, to the bathroom that's upstairs. And she slams the door. Loud. And I'm like, y'all need to cool it, settle down, because, my neighbors are going to call the police. And she's still hollering. She's yelling. Friend is quiet. My son's in his room. And I'm like, y'all calm down there. Okay. We're sorry. I said, y'all go on back to bed. You had enough to drink, blah, blah, blah. Go back to sleep. 2 hours later, bubbles up again. I start hearing yelling and screaming and hollering. I come out, and it's full blown. They're having I don't see any physical altercation of anything like that. But I see the young man, he comes down. He's got a noticeable bruise or busted eye, blood coming down his face. My son's now downstairs. She's upstairs screaming. Bloody murder. Screaming bloody murder. All of them are very drunk. They're not capable of driving. She is hollering that she's going to leave. She's leaving. I'm out of here. And I'm like, I cannot let her drive like this. I didn't say anything, but I hollered at her. I said, calm down. Let's you and me. It's now like 2 or 3 in the morning, and I calm down. Let's you and me go get breakfast. Let's go for a drive. She wasn't having it. She was screaming. I said, guys, do y'all want me to call? Do we need to call the police? No, don't get the police involved. Don't do that. I'll settle her down. Boyfriend, I'll settle her down. Doesn't happen. So she's leaving. She's going to leave. Well, my son had gone in her purse and gotten her keys because he didn't want her to drive drunk. Okay? She's now screaming and hollering at him. He had gone upstairs where he'd gotten her keys, and he put them downstairs. So he went back upstairs to try to calm her down because he knew I'm getting agitated now. Because I'm like, my neighbors are going to call the police now. She's screaming bloody murder. She kicked my son in the groin. I watched it. I saw it happen. She kicked him in the groin. She swings on him at least 3 times. He, backs up. Now, he could, mind you, he's a very, my son, you can't talk, but he's 3% body fat. He could have dropped her in a heartbeat. Doesn't do it. She goes to kick him again. He grabbed her foot and kind of pushed her back. Okay. Ultimately, we couldn't keep her from leaving. She drives off. 15 minutes later, her father calls the friend's cell phone. It's on speaker. He is livid. Of course, he's told she's been beat up and she's, I saw none of that. None of that happen. And I'm going to kill you. You better go into hiding because I'm going to end you. Your life is over tonight, young man, because I'm coming over there and I'm going to kill you. I'm like, wow, do I need to move this kid to another house? Well, what do I need to do? So I think, we lock up. We have a big dog. We have a, big dog. So I'll lock up the house, all good. And I said, y'all just go to sleep, relax. Well, about 10 o'clock in the morning on New Year's Day, a blocked call comes in to the friend's cell phone number from a blocked number. And the person says that she is a Shreveport police officer. And that if they don't come down to the station by 2 p.m., there will be a warrant for their arrest. He comes down. He tells us that. Didn't get her name. I'm like, oh, man, you should have got her name. But anyway, so I think...
You mean the officer's name?
Yeah. Okay. So I say, well, let me call the patrol desk and find out if there's a call at my house. To what do we need to do? I'm not going to bring these guys, I say kids, these men, into what is a setup. If this man has threatened to kill this guy, and now he's calling from a bogus number, trying to lure them to the police station, I'm not bringing him there where he can then kill him. Okay. I've been to too many of these Law and Order stories. So I call the patrol desk, speak to someone there with authority, tell them the story. I say, would an officer call from a blocked number? No, Erin, that wouldn't happen. They're not going to call you from a blocked number to tell you to come in. And B, you can't get a warrant for their arrest today. It's New Year's Day. They can't get a warrant today. It's New Year's Day. And I'm thinking, you're right. They can't get a warrant today. How could they get a warrant today? It's a holiday. So I tell the guys, y'all are okay. I think that was a bogus call. I'm suspicious of that call. If they really want to talk to us, they'll call us from an SPD number and we'll go talk to them. I witnessed it. You guys witnessed it. So let's fast forward to the next morning, which you witnessed this, Robert. 7:30 the next morning, January 2nd. I'm on the air. The 2 guys are at my home, like they always are. My son calls me on my cell phone. Mom, they're here to arrest us. I said, are you kidding me? Are you serious? They haven't even spoken to me, an eyewitness? Mom, they're here to arrest us. I told him the directives. I said, leave your phone, leave your keys, leave your wallet. I'll be down there to get you out of jail. I'll do that as quick as I can. And we'll take care of it. We have to get a lawyer. We'll do what we have to do. My son was in jail. This is going to make me upset, Robert. My son was in jail for 8 hours. Now, mind you, I haven't told you the big part of the story. My son was to leave by the end of January to join the Navy's Special Dive Rescue Team. He'd been approved. He'd been training for 6 months, swimming twice a day at the YMCA. Swimming twice a day. Now, when they came to my home, police came with 5 police cars. 5 police cars. My son was charged with simple battery. His friend was charged with battery of a domestic partner. 6 police officers come into my home. There is no warrant. My son opened the door. The sergeant said, let's take this inside. At that point, my son opened the door. He doesn't know any better. 6 police officers come into my home. They go, and I understand they're Marines. They're probably armed. You're thinking that. I get that. They go upstairs with my son. One tracks him. One goes to the other room where the other young man was asleep and wake him up. Handcuff them both. Take them out in my private subdivision that everybody there knows who lives in that townhouse at 7:30 in the morning. and haul them both to jail. I have yet to speak to the arresting officer. I have yet to speak to any of the officers who came to my home to arrest my son. I have, and this is only because I know people, I have spoken to detectives. I have spoken to the chief and to the deputy chief. My son is not sure if he wants to file an internal affairs complaint yet. My problem today, Robert, is that this happened to me. And I've been told by numerous people, I'll say 4, high-ranking city officials, high-ranking police folks. They sent 5 cars to my home because of who it was. You can't get 5 police cars to come to an armed robbery. You can't get, I mean, I've been told they sent that many because it was a high-profile person. They wanted to make sure there wasn't a problem.
Just to clarify, what's the status of the case right now?
The charges against my son have been dropped officially. That didn't happen officially until last week. We went until April to get the charges against my child dismissed.
Okay.
There were a lot of people that helped, and I do appreciate that.
We got about 2.5 minutes, maybe 3. What does...
If this can happen to me, imagine what it happens to the regular Joe. It makes me so angry.
What does this have to do with today?
I'm telling the story before the city council. I want people to know we need to make changes in that police department. We need, yes, I get that there are a lot, and you're looking at a woman who's worked 20 years, 25 years to fight domestic abuse. I get it that a lot of the cases are exactly what she says are true, but some of them aren't. Some of them are not. This woman has since recanted. She said she had a panic attack and a bipolar episode because she hadn't taken her medicine. And she went ballistic. They arrested a man that morning who had an obvious black eye. He had a bloody T-shirt, blood all over him. Nobody has yet questioned, did she hit either of you? I saw her kick my son. I witnessed it. Is that okay? But if I'm not worried about my case, and the charges are still pending against a friend, and that's okay. If I have to go testify on his behalf, I will. But the average citizen, what do they deal with? And I'm not just talking about Shreveport. I'm talking about every town USA, where sometimes police don't do the right thing. And who's holding them accountable? And what does a regular citizen have to do to get the right thing done? It's taken me 3 months. My son may not get into the Navy program anymore. His life may be considerably altered because some police sergeant didn't do her job right. How is that okay? If my son doesn't make it into the Navy program that his heart was set on, oh my gosh. How can that cop sleep at night? When you never spoke to me. You know I was an eyewitness. And I asked to speak. They wouldn't let me. And I understand. But the story's not complete without my side of the story. Wouldn't give me the police report.
So your plan for today is we got to go.
I'm going to the city council today.
What time?
3 o'clock. The meeting's at 3. I think I got to wait and talk at the end of the meeting because they hadn't changed the rules yet. But my panties got in a bunch again. I don't know if I can do that in 3 minutes. It took me way longer than 3 minutes.
It kind of did.
I got to condense it. I got to condense it. Oh, man, you just got my blood pressure way up.
It's all my fault.